This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Do you hear that? That's the sound of a breakthrough. And you can have one too when you start working with a therapist. See what therapy can do for you at betterhelp.com/allies.
Hello, welcome to the Easy Allies podcast. I'm Daniel Bloodworth, coming to you from Los Angeles, California, where we have no air conditioning. This week I'm joined by Brad Ellis.
Hello.
Michael Huber.
Dr. Claw.
Michael Damiani.
It's too damn hot to play baseball.
Making it all happen in the control room, we've got Don Casanova.
Fly, Eagles, fly.
And behind him, Gabby's there on the couch with the fan, trying to keep cool. Friends, we're here to talk about some of the biggest headlines in video games this week. Spider-Man 2 got a big new trailer just like a couple hours ago at Comic-Con. Nintendo's been dropping some little nuggets on Pikmin ahead of the Pikmin 4 release later tonight. Xbox Live Gold is being replaced by Game Pass Core.
End of an era.
Yeah. Also, the bet this week is very tight, so I will have to check on that winner when we get to the bet section.
Streak, dude, we gotta keep that streak alive.
To be somebody else. We'll find out.
Okay. Need that streak.
Yeah.
Keep it alive.
And also, I'm going to be out the next couple of weeks, so look forward to some other people sitting in this chair while I'm gone.
Gotta do stuff for your other job, Nintendo.
No. No, just going out of town, just seeing family and stuff.
Nintendo family.
Yeah. Pop Reggie.
Before we get started, we must answer for the mistakes we made in last week's episode. Don, begin corrections music, please.
Boop.
Not exactly a correction, but there was a little uncertainty about Clock Tower news last week. Because some people were like, hey, wait, I played Clock Tower, right?
Yeah.
Right? So basically, the original Clock Tower was never released outside of Japan. It was released on Super NES, Super Famicom, and then on PlayStation.
Yes.
Then Clock Tower 2 also came out on PlayStation, and then we got that as just Clock Tower.
That's
so we were
why I was confused, for sure.
So that's what was going on there.
Back before social media, when like you just in the internet, you just like look at a magazine.
Right.
Yeah. You don't even know what the hell's
we jumped
going
from Final
on.
Fantasy 3 to 7 without any kind of like explanation.
Man, that shit still confuses me.
Isla had asked for somebody to re-release a version of Croc, The Legend of the Gobos. In fact, just last month, Argonaut founder Jez San confirmed, I have news, but it's a little premature to announce it. A Croc HD has started early development.
Bring it all back.
Don't know who's doing it. Don't know where it's coming from. There is a Croc.
There is a Croc. Croc
Coming.
has a pulse.
Also, I had no idea that it started out as a prototype for a Yoshi game.
That is interesting.
That was crazy.
That is nuts.
Yeah.
Did Nintendo shut it down? Is that why it turned into Croc?
I think,
They probably pitched it.
yeah, they probably pitched it, and Nintendo was doing Mario 64, and I don't know. I don't know the whole story behind it. I just saw that little tidbit.
Yo, no clip. Let's go.
Yeah.
Get to work.
But that's why Croc looks the way he does. Yeah. Sometimes all it takes to make something wrong is to leave out one very important word. Last week I said that the new Sega Union was the largest in the industry. Not quite. With over 200 members, it's the largest multi-department union.
Oh.
However, in January, for instance, 300 QA staff at ZeniMax voted to unionize as well.
Right.
So they're larger, but they're all QA, whereas the Sega Union is all kinds of different disciplines.
Nice. Got it.
If you have a correction, leave it in the YouTube comments on either the public version or the patron version of this episode. Use the word correction so I can find it in search, and leave a timestamp so I know what the heck we were talking about. End corrections music.
Boop. Good corrections.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah. Yeah, actual corrections.
Yeah.
Like I said, just today, just a couple hours ago, we got a new Spider-Man 2 story trailer. We got Harry in there. We got Coney Island in there. We got MJ in there. We got Venom. What do you think? What's your reactions? First off the cuff.
Go.
My favorite type of story trailer. This didn't feel spoilery at all. It gave us a simple premise, showed us a little bit, showed the cast of characters, some of them, without really giving away anything. It set the tone, set the vibes. Perfect trailer. Because I don't like super deep dives, and especially story trailers always really freak me out. But we got to just see these characters. It was nice to finally see Harry. He's obviously teased in the first one. You talk to him and stuff. You do some side quests for him, but he's like on the radio or whatever.
Right.
But it was cool to see him like out and about, talking about having a second chance on life and stuff. So really cool. This cool bear enemy we saw.
Well, yeah, I love that line. It's like that's a great little Spider-Man quip line. It's like, I
Perfect
didn't know
quip.
there are bears in these woods.
So
It
perfect.
just comes out of like a garden in like a shopping mall somewhere.
Yeah.
With his huge like bear thing on his head.
Yeah. So very, very cool trailer.
That bit there where they like jump across the flying enemies, that
Yeah.
caught my eye too.
Totally.
Like using enemies as platforms. Like, is that going to
Zip
be
over
a
to 'em?
normal thing, or is that just like a cutscene? Or
Totally.
yeah.
Heck yeah.
What are you thinking of the Venom stuff right now? I mean, we've seen a little bit of the
Yeah.
gameplay before, but in terms of like the vibe, the story,
I'm
hearing his voice.
Oh, I'm just so hyped on the mystery of it. It's tantalizing. Just like I don't want to know anymore until I play, because I feel like they really have a good mystery going here. Venom is so popular.
I think they clued you into what's happening, because at the beginning,
Of course.
Harry was like, wanting to heal the world, and at
Definitely.
the end, you hear Venom is like, "We're going to heal the world."
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, if you've finished Spider-Man 1, I'm sure you can, make some educated guesses as to what is going on with that situation. But still, it's like, where is it? Who's it going to hop to throughout the journey of this game? Are
Right.
multiple people going to be, Venom?
Yeah. That's why that's something I wonder. It's like, will
Yeah.
there be like two symbiote things going at the same time?
Yeah.
Potentially. Yeah.
There's a lot of potential there, and a lot of mystery, I think, still surrounding it. Like, will Craven get it? How cool would that be? Superpowered Craven? Just like
Gosh, yeah.
throw it on some villains. Like, there's so much potential for it. And I'm excited to like learn about it. And then of course, the gameplay trailer we saw a little while ago, excited to use it. Like on the way up, I was talking to Brad even just about, I would love if the unpredictability of Venom was transferred to the gameplay of like, as the game goes on and you're Peter as with the symbiote, if that like you start getting more brutal. Like, will your attacks get more brutal as the game goes on and it gains more
right.
control? Or, will it go that far? I don't know.
Yeah, I do wonder. This game looks really good visually. It's just another. This is a showpiece, dude, for
Yeah.
the system. This is gonna be a very nice looking
Showpiece of
game.
Miles' hair.
Yeah, and it's gonna run really good. That's that first party showpiece
Yeah.
right here, dude. So I'm excited for that angle.
Just even booting up, I just replayed the original because I'm getting all hyped and prepared again. And just revisiting the original, obviously the remaster. But I mean, that's a 2018 game, and it looks so good still. It is insane how good it looks.
Yeah.
So
Another little thing I caught in there is, a little bit of like MJ is running intel. Right?
Yeah.
She's like, hey,
Yeah.
can you look up the name Craven? You know
Definitely.
anything about this? Yeah.
Dude, partner in crime in the original for sure. She
Yeah.
gets a lot. Like, I love that dynamic. It's like, super cool. She's like Oracle vibes. Yeah.
Damiani, you got any thoughts?
It's just
before we
looking
get deeper?
good. What was the scene I saw? There's a specific scene where Miles comes face to face with what's his face,
Face to face with what's his face.
the villain of the Miles Morales.
Oh,
The show-
Lee.
Yeah.
Martin Lee. Yeah,
Yeah,
they said this in
and-
the blog.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
he's struggling because
Yeah.
They put a spoiler warning, so now I'm like, do I say anything?
Well, it's
But,
like, if you played Miles, like the trailer so far have been painted as like, maybe Miles is gonna have to step up a bit because Peter, the symbiote, like he might go off the rails for a little bit, like things might get out of control. But I like that they added tension. Like Miles, I'm like, is Miles gonna be dealing with stuff? Like, yes, he's gonna be dealing with some demons too. So I was like, this is good.
Yeah, he's got history with Mr. Negative. And they said, Mr. Negative will be back. So.
So great. Oh
but
my goodness.
the blog kind of went into some more details, basically just expanding on that. You can now swing across the East River and explore Brooklyn and Queens. And
I'm actually really excited for that. To see that angle of New York.
Yeah,
because it was just Manhattan the first game, and it's just how they're going to handle traversal in that environment and everything too. I'm really curious about. There's not like gigantic skyscrapers everywhere, so I don't know if it'll be like individually zipping to like random stuff like smaller buildings or like how much freedom you'll have.
Right.
I'm really curious about all that stuff.
Yeah. Is the cat returning?
Oh,
Spider Cat?
Black Cat?
Spider Cat.
The one in
No,
Miles
the
Morales?
one in your backpack.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, probably unlockable.
Better be there.
Better be there.
Better be there.
Better be
Oh
there.
yeah.
Pre-order bonus.
The new traversal mechanics, they already showed that stuff off on the last time too. Just like using the web on two big poles to like catapult yourself, and then obviously the glider.
Yeah, the web wings they talked about, like really like trying to make that complementary and not like just take over. So it's like you kind of like work with the momentum of the two in tandem.
Did you catch that shot in the trailer where one of them, I couldn't see if it was Spider-Man or Miles, in there, close quarters, a ton of dudes, like two giants with a shield.
yeah,
The one
that
in the
looked
museum.
awesome.
Yeah, that one.
Museum
looked
high.
Yeah.
Looked
Like
sick.
super
I think
tight
that one
close
was
quarters
Miles.
Yeah.
combat. Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Like, I bet they're going to be like, combat mastery, but like get creative with those gadgets and stuff too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to be able to swing around and run away. Because like,
Totally.
you know me, I'm just like, I'm just going to run around. No. He can't do it.
Yeah.
Love that.
And is it the lizard? Is that the...
Yeah.
Yeah, they had like the big old
Connors.
venom tendrils on him there in that shot.
Connors, dude.
Roger Connor.
Sick.
The vlog, you kind of touched on this a little bit, but there's basically like Peter, Miles, and MJ, they're all struggling with balancing their personal lives and Spider-Man responsibilities. So like, I guess Miles is like, he's supposed to be working on an essay for his college entrance exams. Peter's like potentially losing Aunt May's house. And then I guess that like MJ, like she's working at the Bugle, but
Dude, let
Jonah
me
Jameson's coming back and looking to clean house.
Oh,
they say.
no.
let me rob a bank as symbiote Spider-Man, dude. Need some cash?
Going
Let me
up,
do
going-
it.
Oh, man.
Let me do it.
I can see like robbing a liquor store. So
Yeah.
it's small, dude.
He's so
Small
sick.
time.
What are you doing,
Small time crime.
Calling it out. The ending of this game is literally just going to be like Miles reading his essay and stuff.
To bring him back from it. Bring him back from it.
No. Like, that'll be the end. Like,
yeah.
he'll be singing with, like, Peter. And like, he helped him.
Graduate,
Yeah.
like an entry. Yeah.
Yeah. It'll be like, the things I overcame. Yeah, there we go.
Dude, you're so right. Holy crap. You're so right.
That's a Sony thing.
Yeah.
Sony would do that, something sentimental like that.
So
Don, bring this up. I don't know if they've seen this yet. We've got limited edition PS5
clean.
on the way. And what's really cool about this is so you can get the bundle with the PS5 and the controller and voucher for the game.
Love the controller.
But you can also, you're going to be able to buy those faceplates. They got versions
nice.
of those
So nice.
faceplates for both the
Nice.
disc version
There
and the
you
digital
go.
version.
Awesome.
And
love
the
my black
controller will be on
faceplates.
sale separately
Yeah,
too.
the controller too.
That's awesome.
That's great. I love them to do that in the future
Those
more.
blades are sick.
It comes with the game, I assume, too.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, sweet.
8K.
Damn.
Box.
Although-
Gabby, dude, giving the Red Dead 2 bundle a run for its money here.
Comes with
Legit.
though, meaning there's a voucher because you're going to be able to buy this more than a month before the game comes out.
Wow.
These is going to release
Zelda.
on September 1st.
Well, this is what I was kind of confused about.
Yeah.
Surprised because the rumored PlayStation Slim, the 5, that's rumored to come out this year. I was like, well, it makes sense to put it out around Spider-Man. But they're doing this bundle. But
Yeah.
you said you're getting this early.
Yeah, September
So-
1st for this and then October 20th for the game.
They're holding on to that Slim, waiting for that
Yeah.
Nintendo Switch 2 announcement so they could have something exciting to
Right.
show too.
What if, do you think the Pro could be the Slim, like a all-in-one, like a
No,
like a
I think,
Pro?
I
the
think those
Pro
will be
is Slim?
separate,
Okay.
like how they've done in the past.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. The
I think they
hardware
just
rumors
want to
are weird.
make them cheaper to make, produce.
Nice.
But yeah, very cool.
Slim
Love to
version would be
see it.
nice. Yeah, and then it would be great. You know, people were saying, it's like, why didn't we get this for God of War? Why didn't we get this for Horizon? You
It
know,
seems like something they started doing just recently now.
yeah. Even if they're not like the full PS5, like more of the faceplates and
Yeah.
that kind of thing. So
And Japan got the Final Fantasy 16 stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They got some of that. We didn't really get that here, but for first party, it makes way more sense to me why they
Yeah.
would do it. So
Yeah.
it's cool. Just to see a custom console is fun again.
Excellent.
yeah, they had a silly
Good call,
little
Brad. It is fun.
they had a silly little trailer for this reveal too. There was like you just saw like all these tendrils and stuff and this voiceover and like and Miles is like shocking them and then they reveal the stupid PS5.
Yo, Ghost of Tsushima 2.
Dude.
No, like LED like plates. Like light up and stuff.
Oh,
Imagine if
okay.
you did like the animation of like the tendrils
be-
coming over the stuff. So
That'd
it's
be
like
crazy.
red and it like comes over. Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty crazy.
That's the collector's edition.
Yeah, that's hardcore.
Nice. Any more Spider-Man 2 thoughts? All
Looks
good?
good.
Can't wait.
I feel very confident in it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like when we played it the first time.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
gonna be really good.
Yeah. Yep.
Insomniac doing good work as always.
Pikmin 4
Yeah.
is going to be coming in about 3 hours from now.
Wow.
And Nintendo this week they started putting up the Ask the Developer series, which I think like
Acid developers.
Ask the Developer.
Okay. Sorry.
These
So
are cool.
continuation of what Iwata used to do, Ask Iwata. Only I feel like these have not been as well marketed or talked about, or they haven't had the same amount of attention in general.
Right. I haven't seen a lot of people talk about these except you. I
Right.
didn't know about these until you brought it up.
Right. Yeah, they've been they've been tweeting about them, but
Because
it's
he
like
works at Nintendo.
this one I actually did see some reports
Oh, okay,
on
great.
some of this stuff. But like like even Tears of the Kingdom, I was like I found out about that way later.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But this is cool because they really dig into like a lot of the prototypes and stuff like that. I've got a gigantic list of quotes. We'll like hop in and out of different things. But yeah, just stuff we just usually. This is the only format we ever hear about these kinds of behind the scenes things. And the first thing I want to get at, and I don't know if Damiani knows more about this than I did, but Damiani, what is your typical thought like when you think about the development of the original Pikmin and
Oh, the everyone always.
It's the Mario.
It's you mean like there was like Miyamoto's like brainchild thing that it spawned from like Mario 128 became Pikmin.
right,
Yeah.
right? That was our general understanding.
Yeah, that
right?
was like what everyone thought.
we were entirely wrong.
Of course, we
were
always are.
completely wrong.
Of course.
They started to work on Pikmin in the transition from the Super Nintendo to the Nintendo 64.
Wow.
See, this is the thing. They go behind the scenes.
Great lord.
Yeah, they were working on Mii's before, like during like the NES days.
Yeah.
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 Like they're insane. Yeah.
So yeah, they were talking about this kind of stuff. They said the game we had in mind included creatures with AI chips in their heads to make them think a certain way, and you would control them by swapping their chips. So players would control them by assigning thought chips, such as combat, heal, or help friends. As they
Gambit
explored,
system.
Yeah, as they explored the map and gained more experience, their chip capacity would increase, so they could become smarter. They would have personalities such as being grumpy or cowardly, and then all this kind of stuff. So Don, if you haven't put this up yet, this is what the Pikmin first concepts look
Wow.
like. These little round guys with these big noses, and then the light kind of on the back of their head would sort of like help you to understand like what kind of chips.
That's definitely a 90s vibe.
Yeah.
Some Devolver character.
Like a
Yeah.
bomb.
Yeah, and gender as well was indicated with the lights, and then Miyamoto had said that they were also conversations about making a character that girls around the age of high school would find cute. And so now go to the next set. These next three
Okay.
sets of images.
These are cute.
Yeah, so this is when they started with the different designs, and they ended up getting into this stuff for like the different things on their heads, including leaves. And they said, I can't recall why we put a leaf on its head, but since the character is tiny, maybe I thought that it needed something to help it visually stand out. And And then, yeah, Don, you can move to the other 2 slides of sketches on this too.
These are great.
But yeah, so like you see like these different
That's
flowers and
another
stuff
Be
that
like,
they had.
That's cool. They're gonna be flowered heads.
Yeah.
Instead of colored Pikmin. That's interesting.
Last of Us vibes, dude. Cordyceps.
And then the third one there. Yeah. And
Oh.
so this is like different mechanics of like how they could potentially attack or whatever, like grabbing things and wrapping them around their leaves and tossing them. And you can kind of start to see like the different ideas of like elements down
Yeah,
there
rock
on the
down
bottom
there.
one with like a
Fire.
fire and a rock.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool stuff. And then he said, back then I really liked the world of Tim Burton.
Whoa.
Sure.
So
Yeah,
I wanted the
kinda
designs to not just be cute, but also give a sense of eeriness or emotional weight. That's why I was drawing sketches like this one with style that layers scribbling lines.
This is why Pikmin die now.
Yes,
Yeah,
makes
the Tim
sense.
Burton vibes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Comical
High
death.
stakes.
Dark comedy death. Yeah.
So Miyamoto had talked about like all these kinds of different films and stuff that they had watched and different like art styles of things, different animation around the world. Originally on the N64, they used billboards, which you can kind of like, you know, like when you saw things in like Mario 64, like the trees that were like the same from any angle.
Oh, yep.
So the Pikmin were like that initially.
Oh.
So that they would, you know, like save on processing power. They would just have like little flat sprite images. But then when they went to GameCube, they were able to do the more expressive 3D characters. And then that's when Miyamoto was experimenting with putting lots of characters on screen with Mario 128. And then Kondo here said, "We didn't know about the existence of Mario 128. So it's not like Pikmin was influenced by Mario 128 in terms of planning or technology. But many new ideas came out of Nintendo GameCube's ability to move a large number of characters, which wasn't possible back in the days of the N64.
And not
Whoa.
possible on the
Selling it.
Switch or the Wii either. GameCube, dude, flexing.
GameCube, dude, powerhouse.
What?
So they were trying all kinds of different things in terms of trying to figure out like how to have them attack. They would have them like, as we saw in like the sketches, like they're throwing rocks or whatever. They're having them kind of throw Pikmin at the enemies. And then the thing that really worked though was when they started sticking to the enemy. So there's like, ooh, I threw them and they stuck. Also, after defeating the enemy, we thought it would be satisfying if you could carry it back home, so we actually had the creatures carry the enemy, and they looked just like ants carrying a cicada. Once again, a big hit with everyone. So it's like one of those things where like, test it all out, and then like the things that start getting a reaction, and people are like, okay, we'll go
Implementing it,
in
yeah.
that direction.
So cool.
But it's just interesting to see like the evolution of it, because like in your head it's like, oh yeah, they're like a bunch of ants, but they're plants too, but it, like that didn't just happen automatically. That wasn't where the idea
Not the
started.
way we thought, maybe.
Yeah.
Setting the record straight. I love that stuff.
Microsoft should watch this, dude. Hands-on approach. Learn a thing.
It said it also.
It's spicy in here.
It is hot in here.
Yeah, it is. It said it also took them a while to figure out the gameplay loop. So there's a bunch of different parts, but they couldn't figure out how to fit them together, and what would make like a compelling like overall game. But then in Miyamoto's mind, there was a plan to announce it at E3 2001 when they were first showing off GameCube games. So as the producer, he pleaded to Abe-san, "I'll join as a director, so please give me 3 months. I'll step down if it fails."
Damn.
Wow.
And then, like, where else was there at E3? But yeah, I think, is it in this part or is it? Oh yeah, okay, here's the other part about E3. So about 2 months after that, we announced it at E3, but we were actually making edits to the announcement trailer at the 11th hour. Miyamoto had asked us to revise the game footage saying, "I want to fix this part of the script," and we'd quickly make the adjustments, and so it went on and on. Miyamoto-san then took what we'd completed at the last minute and hand-carried it on the plane to LA. And Miyamoto says, "At E3, I spoke as if the game was finished." And they said, "But at that point, there was just one stage, as I recall. Plus, it was a layout made exclusively for that show." And Miyamoto said, "In my defense, I made the announcement because I believed we could pull it off. I was confident we'd finish the game."
Miyamoto and Pikmin.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
intense. I love that.
Pikmin development times. Yeah.
Also, kind of in the middle of this, they were talking about how the name came about. They're saying, during development, we were using the word ipiki to count the characters. And in Japanese, ippiki means one small animal. And then Colin Reed, who was working on the program, heard them counting and mistakenly thought we were calling them picky. Picky evolved to picky, and then deciding on its official name, we settled on Pikmin, which we thought sounded a bit like pick me.
Oh. Huh.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Good insights.
Yeah, it's fun
Yeah,
stuff.
really cool.
Then they talked about sort of the evolution from Pikmin 1 to Pikmin 2, and they were saying like they even like kind of felt like they were like two different types of players that emerged afterwards. It's like so there's the Pikmin 1 people and the Pikmin 2 people, and part of that goes back to the timer. So like the first one is like you had the so many days and like the day-night cycle and all that stuff, and so they were talking about Pikmin 1 more as a time management game, whereas Pikmin 2 is more of a type management game. Whereas like more about managing the different types of Pikmin and having the right compositions of your team there. And Google just logged me out of my
I hate when that
rundown.
happens.
So give me a second.
Find out.
Dead Rising, good time management.
Yeah.
Love it.
You've been talking about that recently.
I love it. I'm always
Majora's
talking about
Mask.
Yeah, I haven't really played 1 or 2 yet. So
Oh, Pikmin?
yeah, so like
I've only played the first
time,
one.
Yeah, the whole time management thing. 3, it's seems a little bit more generous.
Yeah, but actually they
Yeah.
saying when they said is that 3 went more back to 1's style.
Okay.
And then 4 is kind of like a blend of the two, where they were able to really do a lot more variety and everything. So
Power of the Switch.
yeah.
Power of the Switch.
Don't hear that often.
Yeah. Switch.
Let's see.
Flexing.
Yeah. So this is about Pikmin 3. In the end, we agree that having that deeper challenge was still more interesting than having a broad range of content. So for Pikmin 3, we went back down the route of the first game. We realized that task management games give a sense of accomplishment that even people who don't play games can relate to. It's like when you're doing housework or cooking. Once you get used to it, you start to think about Dandori, and then you get things done more efficiently. I think that process is fun. And so Dandori here is a Japanese word that means to think about planning and efficiency in advance to get things done smoothly.
And used in Pikmin.
Yeah, so that's basically like over time, like around the time of Pikmin 3, they started like using that word more about it being a Dandori game.
Nice. Stranding game. Game. What next?
Combine the two.
Yeah, so they said, as a result of numerous considerations over a long period of time, the fourth game welcomes people with various different tastes. There are completely different takes on how Pikmin games should be between those who like the style of Pikmin 1 and those who prefer that of Pikmin 2. So maybe Pikmin 4 can finally bring the debate of Pikmin 1 people versus Pikmin 2 people to an end.
That's funny.
Yeah. It's like Darkest Dungeon 1 and 2.
Yeah.
They're so different.
Yeah.
You know? Preference.
In the second part of the interview, which like basically did it like over 3 days, they clarified that Miyamoto is the producer on Pikmin 4.
Right.
So when you see Fast and Loose next week, we were trying to figure that out. I was like, what's his title on this? But he talked here about the Pikmin's lack of popularity. Miyamoto said, I get that people find it more difficult when death is a factor, but I think the franchise's strength lies in its relationship with mortality. If something is irreversible, you need to figure out a way to prevent undesired things from happening.
Meaningful stakes.
To try to prevent Pikmin from dying, you need to practice Dandori. To me, that's what makes the game unique. I think people find Pikmin difficult for two reasons: the controls and the depth of gameplay. I spent a long time mulling over how we convey these points as interesting rather than difficult. And so then one of the other developers talks about different ways, like kind of quality of life things. So now there is, they sort of removed some of the time limits. And then they talked about there's like a rewind feature that's in there. So you don't have to go back to the beginning of a day. You can go back partway through the day if you feel like, okay, I just totally messed this up. But like I did good things earlier in the day, but I just want to go back a little bit. And they also talked about Ochi.
Dog.
And they
dog.
said,
No, it's the dog.
oh, yeah, the little space dog. So at the beginning of development, we were seeking what will become the selling point of this game, both in terms of gameplay features and in terms of being eye-catching. The first idea was that it would be interesting to have the player control a Bulborb, the big guys, the chumpy guys,
right,
ladybug backs and everything. and have it chow down on Pikmin.
Oh no.
The controls would be simple yet give a sense of satisfaction to players.
People would be upset about that.
Above all, I think
on
it'd be
Pikmin.
visually striking.
Feel the kill.
But that's actually what led them. They were like playing with like having control of all kinds of different creatures. But ultimately, they decided to add Ochi as a partner creature that the player could switch to from the main character. As a playable character, you can have him throw and call Pikmin, but he could also be used as a sort of mega Pikmin who possesses the power of 10 Pikmin. So
Yeah, and he can like carry you. You can ride him and stuff, right?
yeah,
Yep.
Yeah,
You
that's
can power him up.
you can do all the upgrades and
That's
stuff.
sick, yeah.
But again, it's like, first we would just like let people run around and chomp on Pikmin.
Yeah, Pikmin, dude.
I was like, well, yeah, maybe we'll have a cute dog
alright.
instead.
Man.
I don't want this Pikmin to die.
You might want to make a horror game.
Yeah.
And they said we're able to solve two problems with a single idea.
That's
which,
funny.
Yeah, they said it's a kind of a very important Nintendo kind of ethos. I think it's in the Iwata book too.
Oh, okay.
They kind of talked about that, like
Cool.
taking care of multiple problems with the same solution. Let's see. Oh, they also talked about eliminating barriers between modes, and we saw that in the trailer at the last Direct, where they're showing the Dandori battles that are like happen within the story, and so it's like getting people accustomed to these other modes through things that happen during the campaign.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
And then let's see. They said it's similar to the Legend of Zelda series, breaking the conventions, but just as that series, we thought it would be better to leave it up to players which order they encounter Pikmin in, rather than having the game decide it for them. This thought shaped the elements of Dandori, and players are now free to try out their own ideas, like using ice Pikmin in a certain place to get the job done faster. So again, multiple solutions, not just like having you locked into a different place. And then part 3, they talked about some cool things with changing the camera. So before it was always like this like high top-down camera where it started, and now they're saying like more than ever before you can like get really close to the Pikmin level. And it says even for them, like it helped them to like get a grasp on just how small they are.
Yeah.
And they also added like a lot of sound effects, like different footsteps for Pikmin, like as they're walking across different surfaces and underwater and things like that. And then, but Miyamoto is still really funny about his scale stuff. He's like, however, if you show a Pikmin next to a battery, for example, it gives people an idea of its exact size. I don't feel entirely comfortable with this. While we want to show a good comparison between Pikmin and man-made objects, we don't want to determine their specific size.
Oh, Miyamoto.
He's always
character
Miyamoto.
design
Yeah.
restrictions.
Yeah.
yeah.
Come on.
And then he also talked about, this is a little nugget here. He talked about the concept of Pikmin being all around us. Some are hidden in Nintendo stores.
This is a stealth Pokemon or Pikmin Go.
Well, they talked about that a little bit
Honestly,
too.
Yeah.
that's what I'm hearing.
They're also hidden at Universal.
I was just gonna say spoilers for the Super Nintendo World. I won't spoil it, but
And then the interviewer asked, speaking of which, I heard rumors that they also appear in the Super Mario Brothers movie. Miyamoto says, I'm not supposed to talk about that.
I'm not supposed to talk about
You better comb that movie now, Johnny. Find those Pikmin.
So we're getting Pikmin next?
And one of the other developers responded, right, I've also heard about that, but I haven't been able to find them yet.
Oh wow.
So, yeah. Some people are going to be
That's funny.
framing frame by frame on that movie.
Let's go.
I hope there's no Pikmin.
We need
in
that
there,
8K
actually.
version. 4K's not enough.
Yeah.
But and then kind of the last thing I wrote down is they talked earlier about the battle between Pikmin 1 and Pikmin 2 people. But I think this has become the Pikmin game I'd like newcomers to play as their first in the
Nice.
series.
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like they're really, really happy with how it all turned out.
That's good. Yeah.
Maybe long in the tooth with the tutorial, but
Oh,
yeah,
sure.
from the demo, it takes a little
Yeah.
while, but
Yeah.
Well, from the sound of it, the demo is just like the start of the game, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
it just takes a while
you
to
just
get
pick
into
up from your
things.
save file
Yeah.
after.
Yeah, if you play the demo, you can just jump right in where you left off, so you could get ahead of that, so you don't have to do it again, which is nice.
This is digital only first, right? The release.
No, this
Physicals
is
later.
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. Oh, I was thinking of 1 and 2.
Yeah,
That's
you're
what I was
thinking
thinking.
of the
Okay.
releases because
Sorry.
they
That makes more
shadow
sense.
dropped those. Yeah.
That makes more
Can
sense.
you watch the Super Mario Bros. Movie on your Switch
No.
officially?
No.
No, you can watch it on your Xbox.
Or your
Tell
PlayStation.
Miyamoto this.
Or your PlayStation, yeah.
Yo, what,
Your rivals.
We need to fix that.
Steam Deck.
Steam Deck.
Absolutely.
Anything but a Switch.
Speaking of Xbox, Xbox Live Gold is dead.
Damn, the end of an era.
Yeah, basically Xbox is changing the name of Xbox Live Gold to Xbox Game Pass Core. This is going to go into effect on September 14th. Core will be $9.99 per month or $59 per year. Very easy to miss that part.
Yes.
I missed it. Some other people missed it. It's in the announcement blog, but they don't have it up on the graphic.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah. It comes with 25 select games from Game Pass at launch. But Games with Gold is done.
Done.
It's out of there. They're not doing it anymore. Normal monthly games. Of course, anything you've already got, you get to keep on your account. But they're not going to be doing that program anymore. So what do you think about that?
I mean, it makes sense to me. I think a lot of
100%.
people think of just Game Pass now with Microsoft or Xbox specifically, and having like two versions of Game Pass, then Games with Gold.
Yeah.
It just kind of felt like it was standing out too much.
A little
and,
too
like,
muddled.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like, why is that here? So it's a good, because that's their branding. That's the branding they want now. And the other reason that's good is they could say our Game Pass numbers are so and so now because they can include these.
That
numbers
is a
with
weird
it.
little sneaky bit. They're like,
Sneaky Phil, we're on to you, dude.
all of those Xbox Live subscribers are now Game Pass
yes,
subscribers.
our Game Pass numbers are up.
So they'll have a little
Booming.
asterisk next to
Yeah.
that number
Yep.
to scroll down to the bottom of the report.
Yeah, it makes sense. Just another way to talk about Game Pass.
Right.
Yeah, that's what they want
Yep.
you to do out of everything.
Yeah.
Yep.
So they didn't list all 25, but some of the ones that they put on there for now: Among Us, Descenders, Dishonored 2, Doom Eternal, Fable Anniversary, Fallout 4, Fallout 76, Forza Horizon 4, not 5, 4, Gears 5, Grounded is in there, Halo 5 Guardians is in there, but not Infinite. Halo Wars 2, Hellblade is in there. Human Fall Flat is in there.
Huh.
Inside is in there.
Nice.
Ori and the Will of the Wisps. Psychonauts 2 is in there. Which is
Yeah.
a good get. State of Decay 2 is in there. And then The Elder Scrolls Online Tamriel Unlimited.
Not Skyrim. Wow.
Yeah, not Skyrim.
This reminds me of when when PS5 came out, they gave those PS4 games away.
Right.
Where they were part of it.
Yeah.
Like first and third player, like Persona 5.
Yeah.
So, yeah, smart
Days
move.
Gone and shit.
Yeah, smart move.
And then they say there's going to be adding new titles to that group about 2 to 3 times a year.
Okay. I wonder how many that would be.
Yeah,
But
yeah, that's the
interesting.
thing because it's like they're starting with 25, but when they add to that, what are
One
they?
or two,
how many are they
maybe.
going to take away? Is it always going to
Yeah.
be 25, or is it going to be like they get up to 30 or 40? What is their cap kind of going to be on that selection? Don, put up the chart. This is the confusing bit. So this is why I was saying that the yearly is kind of hidden because on this chart that they put out, they don't even talk about, you can just subscribe for $59 a year, which basically is $5 a month. So they just show the monthly $9.99 there. Also, do you notice the little discrepancy between core and console there?
New games on day one.
Yeah.
Well, that's one thing.
And hundreds of
No
high quality
online?
games.
No online. So you think
For
about
core?
No.
For console?
Core. You
Oh,
need-
wait, console Game Pass doesn't have online?
Doesn't get online.
Right. So you still need core to play online multiplayer. But so if you
Doesn't-
have
they're-
if you
wait,
get console Game
so they're
Pass,
trying to funnel you into
hold on.
you don't get
Ultimate.
multiplayer with that.
Hold on. Doesn't console get everything core has? Plus,
No.
No?
It does
No?
not.
They're
Those are
funneling you into
separate.
Ultimate. They're trying to funnel you into
Ultimate, you get online.
I think that's how that's how it is, though, right now, isn't it?
What's that?
I thought.
It's the same
the
as it is
same
right
as it is,
now.
yeah.
But the confusing part is now that it's part of Game Pass.
Yes.
It's like
that's true.
Oh,
that is confusing.
there is one version of Game Pass that does not include online multiplayer, and that is the console
it
$10.99
is
Game Pass,
confusing.
which is more expensive than the core. But basically, you need to have Both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sony has 3 tiers and this has 4 now,
Corn.
which is interesting.
Yeah, they have to like.
This is 100% sure. We're 100% sure
Yeah.
about this.
I mean, this is
Yes.
their image.
So if I have Game Pass on my console, just that,
Yeah.
I could not play Halo Infinite online.
Halo Infinite is an exception because it's a free-to-play game.
Okay.
Some games, yeah.
But
Okay.
any
Like
game
Fortnite.
that you would
Like
buy,
Exo Primal.
You probably have to have. You have to have.
yeah, you'd probably you
Have to
have to have core.
core.
They're gonna.
Yeah. This is gonna have to
They're,
change.
they're gonna
eventually,
change this
yeah.
at some point.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
This is yeah. They can.
Messy.
That
this
seems
is for
crazy.
now,
That
yeah.
seems crazy. That
Yeah.
seems crazy to me.
when they're
Especially because $11 a month that's not cheap. That's a good price. That's that's expensive right there.
Yeah.
I
So
feel
you
like,
should
yeah.
be getting that. I feel like.
Right. But
Yeah.
you're getting the new games day one. You've got hundreds of Game Pass games. Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Single player only.
Yeah.
I crunched the numbers here too. Also
It should
another
be called single player Game
Single
Pass
player
or
pass,
something. Yeah.
because here's the other weird thing is Ultimate does not have a yearly that I can tell. I don't think you can subscribe
Yearly?
to Ultimate
Probably
on a
not.
yearly basis.
Probably not.
God.
So the $16.99 is the only way to do it. So if you did Ultimate, that's $204 for a year. Okay.
The
Oh.
price of business just went up.
Listen to this. Here we go.
So, or the way that you could save on that is if you paid monthly for Game Pass console, that would be $132 for a year. And then you got your yearly subscription to Game Pass Core, that would be $59. So then you come out to $191. You save like $13. If
Can
you don't
you
have
be-
any use for PC Game
Can
Pass.
you be a core
That's-
and a console
So
member?
that's my question
at the
too.
same time.
Are you sure about that? Bud?
Yeah, bud.
I
Yeah.
think they might. Are you sure they can allow you to be both of those at the same
Core
time?
and console?
I
Yeah,
feel like if
I
you
think
try
you
and
have
sign-
to be at
No,
that
I
point.
think if you try and sign up, if you're one or the other, and you try and sum up, I
They're
bet
gonna
they're gonna force you to
force
go.
you the
no,
ultimate.
You can be one or the other, or you got to go to ultimate. There's no way they're gonna leave that up because they're
I
gonna leave money
think
on the
that they
table.
will.
Maybe now it's allowed, but they're gonna close that loophole.
You think so?
Absolutely. Wow. They're not gonna let that loophole stay.
But then, but that doesn't make sense though, because then if you're a Game Pass console subscriber, you don't get online multiplayer.
they're just.
I
Gonna
think that they would
if you're-
still
I
let
think
people have both subscriptions.
It's got to be a typo.
They,
No, it's not.
the very
They had to have left it off.
So they might get rid of. They might get rid of the no. They'll get rid of the yearly option. If you're already like console monthly, I bet they won't let you go into a yearly core because you're saving money. They'll be like you're basically getting what you get for Ultimate, but for cheaper.
But because Ultimate also includes PC.
I mean, maybe if they don't.
So if you,
okay,
that's what I'm
I
saying. If
see.
you did the $13 cheaper option that I just described, you still don't get PC.
Oh,
Game Pass.
okay. So
Yeah.
you don't get that. So you got to factor that in too. Okay.
So
okay.
crunching the numbers with math, I will still say Game Pass. It's an incredible value. TM. But regardless of that, it's still $200 something a year. That's the number I look at. It's like, yeah, you're getting a lot of stuff. It's a good value, but it's still, if you're in, you still have to be in for that amount of money, And
For
it's-
Game Pass, yeah.
For Game Pass with online.
Yeah.
So it's like it's tricky because the value's still there, but you have to commit more.
Sub up and cancel, dude.
I think Core's temporary. Honestly, I think Core's going away. I think they're gonna get rid of Core at some point. You're just gonna have console, PC, or Ultimate, which combines like both.
But then they're gonna need to move that
They'll move online
multiplayer,
into
though.
console. Online,
Yeah,
everything
yeah.
in Core, maybe the 25 games, not that, but deals, discounts, online, whatever, will go into console. And then if you want both console and PC, you got to go Ultimate. That will be the selling point for Ultimate is you get access to both catalogs. I think Core is just for now to bridge people from like Xbox Gold to this without it being a complete disaster. And then they're gonna at some point like give it like 6 to 12 months to be like, all right, if you're a Core member, we're shifting you over to console. What does that mean? Oh, you're keeping everything maybe, and you have to paying $1, but you have to pay $1 more or something, or maybe they'll honor the price for like a certain amount of time, but then they're like it's gonna go up. I don't see them keeping console Core like this. This is too much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, it's definitely confusing. Like,
Yeah.
like even Keeper's still even doubting.
I still don't believe it. I need to hear it from Phil's mouth.
But you can see it right here.
Yeah.
Like on
Next
this
slide is
online
like,
console
it's Phil
multiplayer.
saying
Online console multiplayer.
accept the truth.
Not there. It's not on the bullet
Yeah.
points. They have enough space for it.
wild.
It's just not there.
It's wild. That's wild. Yeah. Still, like I said, still an incredible value, but definitely like expensive. That's expensive.
Is this reflecting the price increases they announced already, or no?
For their console, you mean?
No, the subscription price
Yeah,
increases.
so the console was $9.99.
So that is
now it's $10.99.
Did an Ultimate increase price or no?
No, I don't remember.
I don't know.
Like in the subscription age, like I just had to cancel some of mine because it's getting out of hand. It's getting out of control. It's way too expensive. The price of them all is going up.
Well, and that's
So
one of the reasons that I've kept
$17
them separate because, I wanted to have gold so I could have my online multiplayer and everything, but I had the separate console Game Pass rather than going to Ultimate because it's just easier. It's like, okay, if I need to stop subbing for Game Pass for a few months, I can just do that, and I don't have to worry about untangling, my subscription or whatever.
Yeah.
So, and I'm also on that yearly gold plan anyways. So it's like I've already gotten my notice for my renewal coming up.
And there's no yearly for Ultimate, you said.
Yeah, I can't.
That
find
would
one.
be that. I feel like would be at least a nice compromise if you could go all in for a year on that. Get a little
You
bit
can
of a discount.
load up with cards.
Yeah.
You can buy extra months in advance or whatever, or gift cards, I guess. But yeah, there's not a full yearly discount.
Yeah.
I mean, at some point, all this is going to consolidate under one membership, though.
You think?
I feel like, long term, at some point,
I would hope so. It still feels weird to me to have PC and consoles separate.
Yeah, for now I think it is, but as it's clear their business strategy that they this is a service that should be they want you to play anywhere. I think it's just going to consolidate at some point. I think the core console merger thing, whatever, that becoming one category is going to happen sooner, and then probably when the next probably I'd guess next 3 years. You just see just one category, or just be 2 tiers of the same thing. It's the PC and console won't be delineated at some point in the next 2-3 years. I would wager.
I feel like their main focus right now is to grow the PC platform, and PC stuff's always cheaper, and I feel like they can't charge as much for console stuff as they can't charge PC stuff as much as console.
Right.
I wouldn't be surprised if they keep PC separate. Just whatever they do, PC will be its own thing. Because that seems like a lot of their focus, because they talked about how Game Pass numbers have kind of just not, they're stagnant. They haven't grown on console a lot, and they're focusing on PC now. So, if anything, I think things will become more appealing for PC players. Mm-hmm. But if you're console, you're getting swept under the rug.
Do you think that's why the Blizzard games are coming to PC, to try to entice that PC Game Pass or something?
Well, maybe.
They're coming to
I think that's
They're
just
coming to Steam though.
Yeah.
Not coming to-
Xbox.
okay.
Well,
I think it's just to help
Yeah.
them make money.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
I
wait.
think it's for visibility, ease of access,
And
you don't have to have a separate
That's
launcher.
big monthly active user boost too, which they love to talk about. So that's why.
Yeah. Some of their stuff's not on some of that stuff's not even. What's the first one they're doing? Overwatch, right?
Overwatch
Yeah.
2 will be the
Yeah.
first. Yeah.
That's when it needs the most.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get into that a little bit later too. But thoughts? I mean, the Xbox Live brand is
Dead.
done now. So
Dead.
thoughts on Xbox Live in general? I mean,
Rest
that
in
was
peace.
Yeah.
basically
good
the
memories,
first-
good times.
first. Well, not really the first online subscription, but the first
It,
mass
it set
market
the standard.
ongoing.
Yeah.
It set the standard.
Yeah.
One of the best things I remember was it coming with that freaking headset. And PlayStation didn't,
yeah.
so just playing online game, just having that
Yep.
little cheap headset,
Yep.
went so far. It went so far. That thing lasted me 10 years. It feels like. Loved that.
Yeah, I used those stupid little things for a while too, and eventually the foam just a circle just fell out of it. You're like, what happened here? But yeah, but that was paying for multiplayer, and then Sony followed up with PlayStation Plus, which this is where the games with gold thing was the competition. They were always kind of this weird dynamic where it's like, oh, okay, PlayStation Plus, it's like you're getting your free games with your subscription, whereas Xbox Live Gold, you're just paying for multiplayer. Mm-hmm. And then eventually they started adding the games, but so many times, it's really one of the things people are saying. It's games with gold, was those stories, always this bad PR bullet point.
Yeah.
Because it seemed like most months the games with gold games were oh, this is super old. Why do I
No one
want
cared.
this?
No one cared about it.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed 4 is coming out. You're getting Assassin's Creed 2. It's
Right.
what?
Yeah.
Not even that. You're probably
Yeah,
getting
one.
different. Yeah, just you're okay.
Yeah.
I can't wait for when we get a tier of this that's ad supported. Playing your game on the cloud and ad just comes up.
Oh, no.
Just,
It's a matter of time.
yeah. Just pause your game, plays that ad.
Yeah, crap. Tell me.
Yeah,
dude.
that's the other thing
Take
that's
it back.
different.
Take it.
Cloud
knock
is
on this, dude. Just give us a little knock there, dude.
Cloud is only on Ultimate as well.
Yeah, I think that's how it was, right?
Yeah.
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 I mean, that's a big one because if they're gonna keep 4 categories, it'd be like cloud/mobile would be like that, take the place of one of these. But as I said, I think they want to consolidate everything, so that's why they're going to, just one price for anything.
Yeah, they want you to get Ultimate.
Yeah.
They're gonna push you towards it for sure.
Ad free. It's gonna be on check mark.
Ad free.
17 a month, dude. That's no joke on your bill. That is a stiff
That is a
bill.
lot.
That is a lot.
That's high end.
I know you're getting a lot.
And that's why, like, I'm
that is
not
a
on.
lot.
That's how I'm not on Ultimate, because it's like I don't need PC Game Pass.
That is
I can do it.
pricey.
I can do it just console. It's all right.
But with the online
wanna
being
swap
tied
a
to
month,
core,
maybe.
but the fact that online's tied to core, it's like you're so pressured into getting that Ultimate because I don't need PC either.
I'm
Right.
playing on PC.
Yeah.
I don't need them all. Just PC.
Insane.
PC wins again, baby.
Yeah, PC wins here actually. Best value for sure there.
But PC doesn't have online. That's
Yeah.
Well, they don't charge for online on PC because they know better than that.
Yeah.
They know better
Online
than that.
multiplayer.
You do get that EA Play on PC, which is interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, Xbox was doing it on the original Xbox.
Yep.
And then Sony started charging for us on PS4. Slid that in there.
Damn it.
Yep.
And then Nintendo
Thanks,
started getting us on the
yeah,
Switch.
Nintendo like, wait
Thanks,
a second.
Nintendo.
Well, like after a year, right? It was like a long time before we started.
Yeah.
Cloud saves. Paying to back up your
Cloud
saves.
save.
Oh, yeah.
Oh boy. Anyways,
So many subscriptions, dude.
Yep. yeah.
Oh my god.
All right.
It's like Black
Let's
Mirror.
talk about a game.
A?
Atlas Fallen. We missed this. I missed this on our summer game preview. I think I'd seen it on a list and like forgot what it was or something like that.
I thought this was a 2024-25
Right.
game.
Yeah, I thought this game was like a year away at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can roll this whenever, Don. Yeah, this game's coming out in August.
Yeah, we were like, oh yeah, this game. They were like,
Crazy.
wait, what? August?
August.
Yeah, this is from Deck 13, who did The Surge and The Surge 2.
Sweet.
And then also was one of the developers on the original Lords of the Fallen. You're in this giant sand world.
Wait, Atlas Fallen? Is there any connection? Lords
To
of the
what?
Fallen, Atlas Fallen?
Oh, I mean, the connection
Is it in the
that they-
Fallen universe?
No.
Okay. Just making sure.
Because there's also Lords of the Fallen,
Yeah.
the new one coming out
Yeah.
from the other developer.
I didn't know if we were going, full cinematic universe here with Lords of the
I
Fallen.
highly doubt
It's
it.
not a good thing to ask.
Cinematic
Yeah,
universe.
yeah.
Cinematic
Okay.
universe is on the way out, Huber. It's all right.
But anyways, there's a big gameplay video that came out, and it takes a minute to get into it, but then you start seeing like all the stuff. And, yeah, what are you guys thinking of this? You're like
It's
sand surfing and everything.
Yeah, it seems like there's a lot of stuff you can do in combat, which I think is fun. A lot of freedom for your builds, like maybe an overwhelming amount. It seemed like the stuff that
Yeah, when they
do
bring
right
up
now.
that screen, it was like 150
Yeah.
We
different
all
things you can
groaned.
assign.
We all of us audibly groaned like when they showed that screen.
Blood.
But-
So in this trailer they showed it was pretty much just all combat. So I was curious like what the rest of the game is.
Sure.
Because they just show you fighting dudes. I'm like, is there anything else to it? And it was usually just like outside in a big open area. So I have many questions still what this game was going to be like. But I think it's a cool, different approach for them, going for a more action style type of game. I think that's cool after going from the Souls-like genre to this is pretty neat.
Yeah, there's a lot of air combos. Is one thing
Lot of
that
air, a lot of
definitely
action.
stuck out.
My favorite little tidbit was that it's two-player co-op.
Yeah.
I feel like two-player
Nice spot.
has somehow been lost in the shuffle. Everything is like super online now or single-player. I love that focus of just co-op.
Just two.
Two
Yep.
players. Really awesome.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Questions Brad has, I have too. Also, how like integral is this momentum system, like that gauge that
Oh, it
you build up?
absolutely is.
It's like, and because you pick what you put on those spots, and is everything viable, or are you gonna run into pitfalls where like, man, this just doesn't work? And how much experimentation is there going to be needed? Or because I feel like with that overwhelmingly huge amount of like options to select for, everything just needs to kind of like work.
Yeah.
And which then worries.
Just letting you play how you want to play.
Yeah. Like there can't be something that's like, this is busted. You're just going to like struggle the whole game. Like it won't work on anything. And also just easy enough and satisfying enough to execute, because they were going risk reward. I don't want to be like fumbling through that stuff and then like you're in the higher ones. I just want to see what this does and get hit. Bam! Like half your health is gone. It's like shit.
Yeah, and to explain that mechanic, they have this momentum gauge on the bottom, and as it fills up into different notches, the skills that you've assigned to those become available. But the higher that gauge gets, the more damage you take when you get hit. And that's where the 150 different abilities come from.
Yeah, some looked. I don't know if everything they're showing in the trailer were those abilities, or which are just like basic attack abilities, or which are your momentum gauge abilities.
The basics were like the big weapons that they showed, right? So like you've got that whip and you've got the big hammers.
When the narrator's going through some of them, like one of them was like dash at an enemy, and I'm like, okay, is that like a basic traversal ability, or is that one of the momentum?
I think that was one of the. I think that's one of the momentum.
Yeah, I was like, all right,
the essence stones, I think they called them.
Some real good looking hammers in this game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Also, the ability to target the different parts of the enemy.
Yeah, that's sweet.
And like destroy body parts.
That's Surge.
Yeah.
Stuff.
Yeah. So glad they're bringing that back.
Sure,
Yeah.
Yeah, they like showed off like a sandstorm, a giant hammer that drops out of the sky, mines that you can throw down. There's a big circular kick. They talked about in co-op how you can kind of pick things that like complement different play styles.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
like
It's really
one of you can
cool.
have some healing abilities down there, or another one can like have like some shields and blocks and that sort of thing.
I feel like Godfall wishes it was this game. Godfall. Yeah. They wanted to be this.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think of that. This game, yeah. Now you say that, and also the other game that makes me think of like Godfall wouldn't be Immortals of Avium, whatever.
Yeah, kind of an Immortals like pace. Just
Yeah, but this is all third-person stuff.
Yeah.
I do really like
They got a quest system. Yeah.
the traversal. Like it feels like something out of the Pathless a little bit.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Yeah, just
Absolutely.
gliding around on the sand.
Blood, I think this game looks cool. I'm curious about it. It's just coming out
Yeah.
right by Baldur's Gate for me, so
Right.
that's,
A week
not
after.
a good time
yeah.
for me.
No.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's cool though.
Is it on Game Pass?
No. I don't think
Yeah,
so.
I don't think it is. I think they would say it if it was. But it does look like it's current gen only.
Which is nice.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll see how it turns out.
Yeah. Yeah, the movement and combat and co-op all looks fun. So
For sure. We got more news to come, but if you've been enjoying the show so far, please take a second to like and subscribe and ring that bell. It helps us and it helps you stay connected. And now, a word from our sponsors.
Summer is here, and if you're like me, you're finding out maybe summer's kind of expensive. You're buying concert tickets, plane tickets, new dresses and summer outfits, going to the beach, whatever. You gotta spend a lot of money. You can do it right with Chime's online checking account. Chime's online checking account has tons of benefits that millions of members love, like fee-free overdraft of up to $200. Plus, you can get paid up to 2 days early with direct deposit, all while managing your money on the go 24/7. That means more time and money for beach trips and summer Friday splurges. And Chime has no monthly minimum balance or overdraft fees. And you can access 60,000 plus fee-free ATMs. That's more than the top 3 national banks combined. You can also pay your friends through Chime no matter what bank they use, and cash your money fee-free. Sign up for Chime today and make this summer the best one yet, for yourself and your wallet. Get started at chime.com/allies. That's chime.com/allies. CHIME. Chime is a financial technology company, not a bank. Banking services and debit card provided by the Bancorp NA or Stride Bank NA, members FDIC. Eligibility requirements and overdraft limits apply. Access to direct deposits up to 2 days early depends on the timing of the submission of the payment file from the payer. Out-of-network ATM withdrawal fees may apply.
And if you are a patron of Easy Allies, thank you. All right. This isn't going to go too long. Just some updates on the Microsoft Activision merger. From what's happened the last couple of weeks, like I feel like we're locked in now. It's almost any feasible
whole
thing.
stretch.
A year ago.
Yeah,
we were
I
locked
want to
in.
see. Yeah,
I'm all in.
Phil, go lock it in. I
Yeah,
want to see him do
it's
that
done.
at the courthouse.
So
The document. He's gonna like. That's how he signs the document. Lock it in.
At the courthouse. It's
So-
hilarious.
yeah, last week we still had this pending appeal or whatever. FTC lost that appeal. They did not get their preliminary injunction. Also, this afternoon they withdrew their challenge that was supposed to go to court in August.
Oh, they
that's
withdrew.
This
true.
just happened.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it was like a threat. But then they were like, oh, okay, we'll back off. It was maybe just like a...
Well, no, but yeah.
FTC senses they have no hope.
Yeah, they don't really have a case.
Yeah.
They could refile and bring the challenge later, but right now it's just not going to be on the calendar.
Don't waste taxpayer money.
Yeah.
So
And it,
so it's probably cleared to go in the U.S. at this point. Earlier this week, Sony signed a 10-year deal for Call of Duty
Call of Duty only.
and only Call of Duty.
This is
Yeah.
insane. So did something actually say that like Microsoft was originally offering more games? Like we'll promise support on multiple platforms
Yeah, so I think
for other games, and then now
the
it's like
contract-
screw you. You just get Call of Duty.
No, it's not a screw you. It's not a screw you. So
Okay, no, screw you.
okay.
Dude, Phil going in.
I think this is kind of the root at the Jim Ryan turnaround, because like remember it was like at first he was like, oh, no big deal, and then he was like,
And then
oh,
he dug in.
this-
Yeah.
then he was like, yeah, the terms that they're offering are unacceptable or something like that when he got the
I
contract,
refuse.
right?
You said that to Phil's face.
But I think that's what it comes down to is like they like sent him this thing with like a list of games, and he's like that they're going to guarantee will be on PlayStation, and he's like, this list isn't good enough. What about the other Blizzard, Activision games, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And so I think they were having this back and forth where they couldn't agree on a list. And so I think just doing Call of Duty only just like simplified. It's like, okay, we're not going to worry about anything else. We're not going to promise anything else. Let's just get Call of Duty in writing.
Yeah.
There it is.
That's how they're gonna get them. We only promised Call of Duty.
Yeah.
You had your chance.
Holy crap.
Yeah, I want you to remember, all you out there, when Phil said we just want
Dude.
more people to play our games. We want
Yeah,
more games
wow,
everywhere.
this is getting
Remember
Crash
this.
Bandicoot is an Xbox exclusive.
Yeah, remember this.
This is getting real
I
dicey.
want the Netflix documentary recreated scene. I want Phil and Jim Ryan in the courthouse and Phil say, I refused in his face at the courthouse.
I refuse.
The guy, what actor would play
So
him?
we were down at the courthouse, and I just remember him saying, I refuse.
In the UK, the CAT seemed a little grumpy about it at first for the request to put the appeal on hold for the CMA's decision, but they eventually agreed. So now the CMA and Microsoft are making progress trying to come up with something that
Right,
will,
they're negotiating.
that will appease the CMA's concerns. So I guess right now the CMA is waiting for Microsoft to send them a new proposal.
Demands.
That then they will investigate. So
These are our demands.
They have extended their deadline for their ruling to August 29th.
Okay.
All right.
So by
Right
August
for Halloween.
29th, we'll know what the UK says. And then
All right.
if they still say no, then it will go to an appeal.
Just
keeps
yeah.
going.
Just the number too. Like Brad and I were on the way up. We were just looking at like how much it would cost to buy the Los Angeles Dodgers,
Okay.
and it was like $5 billion.
Maybe. The Washington
Yeah.
Commanders just got sold for $6 billion.
$6
But they were
billion.
kind of forced. So
Yeah.
it was kind of like,
And this is just
under
like
duress.
Yeah, they should just buy
Billion.
the Dodgers, dude.
Yeah.
God.
Just buy the Dodgers.
So
Dude, the
much
Dodgers
money.
will go for more.
Xbox,
The Dodgers
Los
will go
Angeles
for more
Xbox.
than that. They will.
They were valued at like $4 something a year or so ago.
They're going
so,
up. They're going
yeah,
up.
either
They're going
like
up. They're going
$7
up.
billion
Yeah,
or something.
they're
But
going up.
still,
By the way,
that number is
it's insane.
It's hard to
Insane
really
number.
think about like
Right.
it's
Money.
just- it's just
No.
insane.
Big money.
Wow.
But then here, remember, the deadline for the deal was Tuesday.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
so they've extended the deadline.
But,
So now the
But-
deadline is October 18th.
okay.
However, there are higher fees now.
Dude,
There's higher kill fees.
Kill fee.
Raising the
Kill fee.
stakes.
So wait. It was
So the original
it was how many
termination,
million?
the original,
$3 billion
Before.
Yeah.
that was the original termination deal.
determination.
Dude.
So
How
if they
much
walked
now?
away, Activision would get $3 billion.
Okay, what's now?
What is it now?
If the deal is canceled after August 29th, which is the CMA deadline,
Yeah.
that will go up to 3.5.
All right.
Just
If-
another cool 500 mil.
Yeah.
If they walk away after September 15th, that will go up to 4.5 billion.
Oh my God.
Dude.
Because they're like, at this point, you got no excuse.
Yeah.
Like, everything's got to be done by now.
Yeah, lock it down.
Bobby
Yeah.
trying to play chess here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course, Bobby's.
Playing some chess.
Yeah, of course
Dude,
he
I
is.
just figured it out. Aaron Paul's going to play Phil Spencer.
my
I
God.
refuse, bitch.
By the way, Bobby said, it's like CNBC or somebody interviewed him, and he was like, yeah, I'll stick around for as long or as little as Microsoft needs me.
Hopefully not long. Hopefully you're gone immediately.
Where's the check? Where's that check? Where's that
Hopefully
golden
you're gone
parachute?
immediately.
Stellan Skarsgård as Jim Ryan.
Will Bobby end up at another company
Yes.
after all this
Probably.
shit? That
Probably.
sucks.
Yeah, yeah.
He gets results.
He'll go be CEO
They
somewhere
don't care.
else. Yeah.
He gets results for them.
He's going to buy the Dodgers.
Oh, no, take that back right
Okay,
now.
where's the
Take it back
knock,
right now.
knock.
Oh
I'm
my
knocking so
God.
hard right now.
Dude, he has a cameo in Moneyball.
I know. That's why I thought of that.
Dude, it's a possibility.
Don't.
He lives in Los Angeles.
Stop it. Stop it.
So, at this point, I mean, the CMA thing is next. I don't know when we'll hear
Yeah.
about this again.
It seems more likely.
All this stuff could like get
happening.
pushed through at any minute now,
Yes.
or it could last
Okay.
until October
Could drag its feet, yeah.
and still
So.
drag around. Yeah, who knows?
Settle in again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't wait for the documentary just on this whole thing.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Who do you think? I bet there are a bunch of like people fighting for the rights right now.
Yeah. There'll be multiple.
Obviously, like no clips in there, but I bet like there's like big players. James Cameron's in
Netflix
on
for
there.
sure.
James Cameron wants to do this.
James Cameron is busy.
Yeah. He's way too busy.
Next up, a little mini headline. This is a fun little bit. So we don't have our sales report this week.
Okay.
Oh.
Schedule on the sales report, it fluctuates.
Okay.
One week, one
All
month,
right.
another week, another month. But Matt Piscatella put out a thing about cross-platform ownership that I thought was really interesting. A little tweet here. This is coming from the after the first half of 2023 sales. About 1 out of every 5 owners of either a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox Series X or S own both.
Whoa,
One
both.
out of every 5.
1 out of every 5.
Xbox or PlayStation owner owns both.
Yeah.
Correct.
All right, that's 20%.
That's interesting.
20%. That's
Yeah.
a good overlap.
Yeah. About half of them also own a Switch.
There
So
you
all
go.
3.
No.
No, a
A
PlayStation.
PS5 and a Switch or an Xbox.
There
and a
you
Switch.
go. Nintendo.
It's the
50%.
companion.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Playing its own
This
game.
is the Wii strat.
Yeah,
it's
it's playing
paying
strats.
off.
It's
Wii
its
60,
own lane.
Wii 60,
Wii 60.
PS Wii. It's back. It
Oh,
never
man.
died.
And then, Huber, 1 in 10 have all 3,
That's low.
which comes to about 15.3 thousand people that have all 3 systems.
Wait, only 15,000
Maybe just in the,
the world have all 3 systems?
No.
US.
No.
Oh, US.
Yeah.
Still seems kind of low.
Wait. Wait.
1 in 15,000.
Maybe that's the first. Maybe that's
That
just
makes
referring to
no
the first half.
sense. 15,000 humans only own all 3. There's no way.
in the United States.
I think. Yeah. I think
still
that's.
there's
refuse.
No, I refuse.
No, I think that's
I
the first.
dispute
That's the
that.
first half 2023. I think that's what it's about.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
okay,
Fine. New purchasing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. That makes more sense.
I'm caught up
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
I'm caught up.
I was a little like I
Matt,
had a hard
your
time
numbers are a
connecting
little
those dots
messed up
myself.
there.
Crisis averted.
I had a hard time connecting those dots myself, but like
Okay.
I think that's it. That's where it just connects.
Got
So
it.
we're just talking about the first half of 2023
Oh, okay.
in terms of where people are owning these things.
Got it.
Yeah.
And I imagine, not supply chains, but like I imagine, just trying to get all 3 might be tricky.
Sure. Yeah. Also this week, Blizzard is bringing a selection of titles to Steam. We talked about this earlier, starting with Overwatch 2 on August 10th, which is about the time that Invasion is launching, right? When is that?
I
don't
don't know, Blood. I don't care about Overwatch.
Overwatch got some problems.
But this quote is hilarious. Overwatch 2 Invasion is launching with more new types of gameplay experiences than at any point in the game's storied 7-year history.
I loved this. Bloodworth, you nailed this. So
Overwatch,
it's Overwatch
2 has
1.
not been Overwatch 2 has
Yeah.
not been around 7 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good, man.
Well, they're getting
Yeah,
ready
it's
for
insane.
Overwatch 3 now. at
It's
this
just
point.
the same game.
So let's try again.
Blood.
Beautiful
Amazing.
blood.
Yeah.
August 10th is the release date. August 10th.
Okay, it is that day.
I'll
Yeah.
be playing Atlas Falls. Thanks.
Atlas Fallen?
Atlas Fallen.
Atlas Falls.
Atlas Falls.
That is the same day. That's
Yep.
true.
Yeah.
You will have to connect a Battle.net account, but it will have
Yeah, of course.
features like Steam achievements, friend lists, etc. And you won't have to it won't just be like
Much
linking to the
more
launcher and opening
convenient.
the launcher.
I think this is a
okay.
really good move from them. Just
Yeah.
going to open up their player base to a lot more people. Everyone
Get it
prefers to play on Steam out of everything. I think it's cool that there's different launchers or whatever, but
Yeah.
everyone.
People are
Steam
still
is always number one.
Still
always.
want nothing to do with Epic.
Yep. Still
Yeah.
nothing. They don't want anything to do with Battle.net or anything like that. Gabe always wins.
In June, more than 10 million people played Diablo 4, causing video game sales in the EU to jump by 20%. And in the first 6 months of 2023, Activision Blizzard's revenue jumped by 34% compared to last year to $4.6 billion in revenue for the first 6 months. Of
Work
that,
for 6 months by the Dodgers.
mobile is $2 billion, PC is $1.26 billion,
Wait.
Diablo Immortal.
console is $1.2 billion.
Diablo
hold
Immortal.
it. Yeah, wait, okay. So how much, the mobile, what period of time? How many months is that? 6 months?
First 6 months, $2
In
billion.
6 months, they made $2 billion on mobile.
Yeah.
Diablo Immortal.
Yep, just that.
And
that
King.
Mobile,
And
Oh,
Call
this
of
is
Duty.
Activision Blizzard? Oh, I thought you said just Blizzard.
that mobile pie, dude.
Oh, yeah.
That mobile pie.
Yeah, they got
Good grief.
big players in mobile game now.
Jeez.
Big time.
Yep.
Microsoft's very happy about that.
Additionally, about 50 people have been laid off at Blizzard on the esports side as they're
Here we go.
making
Yeah,
big changes on
dude,
Overwatch
sports are
League.
Dead
This is-
on, in the West. For other games.
So at the end of the season,
Here we
the Overwatch League team owners are going to vote on whether to continue the league or walk away with a payout of $6 million
There it
per
is.
team.
Look at
Yep.
that.
So that's like,
they'll
how many
pay
people
you.
on a team? Like 5 or 6?
I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's
Yeah.
going to go to the owners first, and
Yeah.
then
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
if
want
they
to
pay
see
the
League
players for
out.
that.
Remember that entry fee to buy in?
Yeah, it was millions.
yeah.
10,
To
20
play in the-
million?
in
yeah,
the
that's-
Overwatch
And they wanted them to
League
be
or
like
something?
based
Yeah.
on the cities and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
It was insanely expensive. Yeah.
Yeah, and it sounds like the teams probably are going to walk. It sounds like that's the most
yeah.
likely
Well, they
scenario.
should.
Yeah,
Overwatch is like kind of dead, honestly. Like no one cares about that game.
If-
Like people
yeah.
play it, but like it. No one says good things about that game when you talk about it. No.
Also, is Overwatch League more like I'm not as familiar.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with a lot of this stuff, but was it more North American specific with like its team
no, they
locations?
had. I think they had teams in other countries.
Oh, okay, I wasn't sure because I was trying to catch up on some stuff, and it sounded like
I think they.
it's
had,
not like indicative of like esports being in trouble or anything. It's more that this banked more heavily on North American
I mean, it
audience
did a
and
lot.
conversion,
It
and like
did.
this is like a mistake that esports is just bigger in other countries in terms of like converting to being profitable versus
Yeah, I mean,
here.
It's the games that's the main important thing.
Yeah.
Like League of Legends is still humongous.
Yeah,
and,
like yeah,
Valorant
pointing like
and stuff
Riot
like that.
and like yeah, Valorant, even like Apex.
Yeah,
like,
exactly,
is
yeah.
doing
But
Go ahead.
no, I was saying they're definitely bigger in other regions though, compared to here.
I can't believe we never got a Overwatch show or movie. I can't believe it. This
No.
far in?
Yeah,
like, what have you done with that brand? Like, you scrap the single player.
did the movie, the Warcraft movie.
You scrap the single player. You don't have any like other media, like a movie or a show or something, and then Overwatch 2 is just Overwatch 1 again, basically. And I know there's minor differences.
well, I think
but,
Invasion
like,
is going to be
Yeah.
the thing that
Yeah,
really
but,
justifies
like,
the 2 or whatever. But
7 years
Yeah.
deep now. Wow, it just feels like they dropped the ball, and now just the league is canceled too.
well, it's not
like,
okay. Here's the weird thing.
Canceled.
They
but-
say if they walk, which probably will happen,
Yeah.
the league won't be totally shut down, but it's just gonna be a completely different thing.
gonna be-
They have a whole different
Yeah,
battle
like,
plan for
It'll
what
be
they're gonna do.
it'll be
Scaling
done.
back.
It will not last. Whatever they're gonna do.
just wild.
But yes, the Blizzard, the
Like, they were-
Overwatch is very mishandled.
Yeah, like they had everyone in the palm of their hand. They had Disney Pixar levels in the
They-
prime.
Remember
of
when we
like,
saw the staff chart? Was it last episode?
Oh yeah.
The Blizzard, how many people they had working there compared to like?
it was like 6,000 or something insane or something
Yeah,
like that.
Yeah, it's a big studio. They have a lot of games.
God. Now the worst patch of all time, they're saying. It seems a little hyperbolic, but
Yeah,
if you say so.
Saw a lot of headlines about that. Yeah.
Oh man.
The EU has implemented new rules requiring that by 2027, batteries and handheld devices have to be replaceable by consumers, including phones, tablets, and gaming consoles.
Good.
So look for that change
Already.
on the next Switch or whatever.
I already did that with 3DS. I don't know about Switch, but I know 3DS they replaced the battery.
Wait,
on
I'm
that.
confused.
So you have to be able to open it up and
Yes.
replace the battery
You're able
yourself.
to
You
slap
not
it.
right now.
Got
Like you can't do that on
I think,
Switch.
yeah, you have to like send it in. Kind of like what happened with like phones, like Apple. Now, like you can
Got
take
it.
like a Apple phone, do it yourself, or take any do-it-yourself store. It used to only be done by Apple.
Right.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
But that was here in the U.S. So we're a little behind, I guess.
After 20 years, Larry Herb, aka Major Nelson,
End of another era.
is leaving
Yeah.
Xbox. The official Xbox podcast, which he hosted, will take a break over the summer, but is planned to return with a new format.
All right.
Yeah.
Shout outs.
Hey, anyone
Shout
who
out
works,
for
Always,
Yeah.
yeah. There's
anyone who works for a
always-
company for decades,
Yeah.
like shout out.
Yeah.
That's intense.
Yeah.
I mean, coming in there, Xbox was like a whole new thing for him to try to wrangle and get people excited about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wild.
This is hilarious. Starbreeze ended up releasing a previously hidden Payday 3 stealth trailer, since no one uncovered it after 5 days.
Oh.
It was hidden on the game's website, and to find it, you had to watch the gameplay trailer and then turn down the volume, which would then swap it out for the stealth trailer. Alternatively, if you visited the page in incognito mode in Chrome, the stealth trailer would be there too.
Yikes, that's not a good sign.
So they're too stealthy with their stealth trailer.
But you also have to go to their
After
site
4
too.
days,
Yeah.
they tweeted out like a poem with a bunch of hints.
Oh my
and still nobody
gosh.
got it.
That's so funny.
Like, okay, here's the stealth trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe you got to be something else,
That
to
is
get away with
funny,
stuff
dude.
like that. Maybe you got to be like Rockstar.
They're just like-
6 trailer.
I just picture them being like, "Oh, how long do you think it's gonna take them to figure this out?"
yeah.
And they're all like excited about it.
so
I'm just like,
bad.
"No one fucking
Crickets.
does it, dude." They gave up after 5 days though. That's not that long.
It feels like it's not that long to
not
me.
that
the
long.
internet, that's forever.
Yeah,
I guess.
Hey, those Batman Arkham Easter eggs lasted years.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this
stay
is for
hidden.
marketing. Like, you don't
Yeah.
want to wait too long.
Yeah.
It's like,
When's the game
I don't remember when Payday 3 is out.
That's fun. It's hot in here.
Yeah. The Assassin's Creed mobile game, codenamed Jade, is getting a beta next month for both Android and iOS.
For a mobile game, it looked cool.
Yeah.
For
Coming
real.
from Level Infinite.
Yeah.
Making that one.
Yeah.
Infinite.
And I like the setting too. Love that.
Yeah. It's in China.
Yeah.
Payday 3, September 21st.
Wow.
Yep.
Can we group stream that, right? That's day one group stream? Yeah. Sweet. Yeah.
No, Huber, we can't.
I mean, it might not be day one, but it depends on whether
Yeah,
you
you
want.
know
Like,
what
if
I
you get
mean.
it on PC, we
Yeah,
might have
yeah.
to do a
That's that
remote
day.
stream or something. But
Awesome.
we're probably not getting a Saturn or Dreamcast Mini anytime soon. Speaking with Famitsu and translated by VGC, Sega president Yukio Sugino said, "The Sega Saturn is surprisingly high performance, so the difficulty of miniaturization is also high. I'd like to think about it when we're in a situation where we can openly develop it together with people who have always loved the Sega Saturn and Dreamcast."
Once you.
So they didn't shut the door, but they left it.
They're just
slightly ajar.
basically, it's like, yeah, they're saying that's partly why we probably haven't gotten a
Yeah.
Nintendo 64 Mini yet either. Same
Yeah.
reason. It's like, okay, now these things are like too complicated, too expensive to like
Yeah,
make a
that
miniature
makes
version
sense.
and put a bunch of games in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Oh god, those would be just the
you know
best.
what? Just bring them on over to Nintendo Switch Online service.
Yeah, throw 'em on
Just
there.
Throw them on
Also,
there.
remember how
Saturn catalog,
expensive
the
the
whole
PlayStation
Dreamcast
one
catalog.
was?
There you go.
$100, I believe.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
more expensive than the others, and like still didn't have like a bunch of great games.
No,
Yeah.
it didn't. Yeah,
They can still sell the controllers
and
then,
not good
too.
versions.
Get a Dreamcast controller replica from Nintendo Store.
Little VMUs, bring them back.
We're gonna bring back the VMUs, but they'll say if you have one, it'll work with it.
That'd be sick.
The Borderlands movie comes out August 9th, 2024.
Are we sure about that?
2024.
Are we sure about that?
I think it's already done.
What do you mean?
Because of the strike.
I think they already filmed it. That's what I heard.
They have to do any kind of.
I mean, they
reshoots or
just
anything.
announced it like today.
I know.
So, I mean,
they probably are doing it because it was already paid. Everything's paid and ready to go with Comic-Con and stuff. And it's like, we'll do it later. So I don't know about that date.
Could be.
Maybe.
Anything beyond this year seems dicey at best.
I really don't want to watch Twisted Metal or Borderlands.
Dude,
No.
I've seen
I know, I'm gonna have to.
so much Twisted Metal stuff coming out of Comic-Con. I'm like, I don't care.
Did they show some cars, actually?
They do.
Okay,
There's some
okay,
car
okay.
stuff. Yeah, there's some
Awesome.
car footage. So I'll
Okay.
give them that.
And at last weekend's Bit Summit in Japan, the developers behind Patapon have announced a spiritual successor
Yeah.
named Ratatan.
That's a good name.
Patapon is a fucking 10 out of 10. I am not being hyperbolic.
Nice.
Yes.
A Kickstarter is going to open on July 31st. The game will have roguelike elements and support 4-player battles.
Wait, when is this out?
No, it's a
Kickstarter's
game.
opening July 31st.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm donating to that. Yes. Yes. Awesome.
It's time for love and respect. Crunchy.
Yo,
Yeah.
the heat got to Rufus.
Oh, yeah.
He's melting.
Love and respect. From your mother. Hello, allies. Mega Man Legacy Collection is 1, amazing, and B, fun. And I wanted to gush about it while also asking a question. In Battle Network 6, previous areas of the game, which were exclusive to the Japanese version, were at long last added back for international audiences to enjoy, as well as a missing Boktai crossover fight.
Oh.
That's
Like-
pretty cool.
That is-
Boktai, like sun in your hand.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
That's cool.
My question is, are there any truncated versions of games that you would like to see release in a more complete form in the future?
Oh yeah, we get Navi trackers included with
Oh, yeah.
4 swords. They report that to Switch or Switch 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be nice to get that in
Navi
the
Trackers,
West.
what it eventually was named? It was like
Yeah,
Tetris,
Tetris
Trackers, at E3,
trackers. Yeah. Because it had English VO and everything, just never released it.
Yeah, that's
part of our thing. That'd be sick.
We were just talking about this on my Hangout stream.
Oh.
Dude, Metal Gear Solid 4 Online.
Oh.
Bring
yeah.
that shit in that collection. Flip the servers back on. Let us play.
Did you hear about the Shadowrun thing?
The what?
Shadowrun.
Like
The 360 Shadowrun.
multiplayer
game.
Yeah. That was I remember that was one of the earliest games for Windows or like whatever the hell that was.
Games on Windows Live.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
garbage.
yeah.
People are like back into it on 360 over backwards compatibility.
Crazy.
So apparently
I saw they flipped on like Black Ops 1 and
Oh,
shit.
right.
Yeah.
So they switched something on for those Call of Duty games.
Yeah.
And then it broke Shadowrun, whatever they switched. And people were like, "Hey, you broke Shadowrun." It's like, "Oh, okay." And then they went back in and they got Shadowrun working again. And now some people are claiming that like, actually Shadowrun is running better than it ever has.
Oh.
That's hilarious.
Just wild. Yeah.
That's fun. That's a good story. I love that stuff.
Brad,
Now we got to do it for Battlefield
I'm
2.
sorry, what was the question?
we're
again?
talking about things that were like missing pieces. Whether
missing
things that were like in
pieces.
development that got cut, or things that were in one region and not another region.
What's the deal with Master Quest?
Master
That's really
Quest.
out.
What about it? Yeah, we got
They
that.
released
have
it on a disc.
It's in the
With Wind Waker,
You
but
have,
it's
you have
on-
that, and it's on the 3DS version of Ocarina of Time.
But
as
you
well.
couldn't get it on like Switch Online.
It's not on Switch Online, is it?
Oh no, it's not sold separately on there.
Got to.
I mean,
Got to do it.
well, just wait. Maybe just wait for that port.
Get a port.
Jeff Grubb said another Nintendo
Zelda
game
this
coming out
year.
this year.
I guess
Zelda
the-
game, sorry, Zelda game.
We've got the Oracle game still, though. They're promised.
Yeah.
Were they promised?
They showed them on the list.
Oh, you mean for GB? Like I
Yeah.
thought you meant remakes, like
No.
Rezo. I was like, oh, when was that promised? Oh yeah, Blood's a Nintendo. I forgot. Blood leaking
knowledge.
some shit accidentally.
I don't know the stuff Grub knows.
I would say some of like Dark Souls 1 had some like cut content. I remember.
Oh, right.
Like whole quest lines with like the knight at the beginning of the game who's like dying there. There was like a whole thing about him going through the whole game with you and stuff like that. Just cut quest lines and stuff like that's really cool to me.
Yeah.
Here it
The
is.
final boss of God of War 3 that they just scrapped.
Oh.
It was like way too advanced, like Zeus and Gaia and Kratos and just all this crazy stuff. They had to like scale that way back. That'd be cool if they could somehow like, and of course, you know, Metal Gear Solid 5.
Oh, yeah. Ultimate.
Yeah.
Sad.
The ultimate.
Yeah,
Sad
that's a good one.
face.
Damiani, a couple for you. Wind Waker.
Well,
The dungeon-
so those dungeons got reworked
Yeah.
into other games, but I've
Yeah.
always wanted like them to like go back and like then do new types of dungeons to throw in there and like so it'd be be nice.
Yeah. And then the Colossi, Shadow of the Colossus.
Oh, great one. Blood.
yeah.
There was like a gorilla one, dude. It looked awesome. Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
All of them. Throw them all in there.
Yeah. That would
And
have been
then
sick.
those.
Demon Souls too. The cuts.
Yeah.
The Archstone.
Yes. Was that actually cut, or is that just a thing they threw in there to screw with us?
No, it was cut.
Okay.
There was like a lot of stuff in there, a lot of assets.
And then those Resident Evil Village mermaids. Remember?
Oh,
You heard about that?
Nice.
Remember that?
That guy's area.
Get cut.
Yeah.
Yo, throw in that clock tower or the tower in there.
Oh
as well.
God.
Oh, Resident Evil 3.
Here we go.
I'm kidding. Don't even say it was cut. Don't worry.
From Brandon K. Gann. This past week, I reached a milestone I've been chipping away at for a year and a half. I have now not only unlocked, but also reached max level where applicable. All 1,513 spirits in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Oh my God.
Unlocked and max leveled. The reward? Nothing.
There you go.
Granted, while I wasn't working for a reward because it was a task I assigned myself to kill time, I do find it odd that something that takes so long has no acknowledgement of any kind. So I ask, what major gaming tasks have you done where you invested countless hours only to be met with little to no reward?
Hidden packages,
I was thinking
GTA,
that too.
of course. That's
Yeah.
one of the
You get the
best.
shirt in Vice City, right?
Yep.
Mega Man 9.
Oh wait, that's funny, dude.
Yes.
There's nothing. It's a lie.
Oh. Yeah, there's an old Pop Fiction
Stop making me play this.
about that. Damiani kept
Yeah.
was it a Wii that you just kept on forever?
Yep. And it had a faulty power thing, so they're like, it might not be on the next day. I
Oh
was
my
like,
God.
no.
Just a cubicle that just was like unavailable because Damiani had this Wii that was on for
Yeah,
days
it
at
was
a time.
locked down. For science.
I wonder what the hidden package situation is going to be like in 6.
Sex, yeah.
I had one for Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. I did a collectibles video for GT. I tried to find it. I don't know if it's out there.
Oh my God, all
Somebody-
those chests.
Well, not the chests. It was the Animus fragments.
Yeah, that one's good.
No, it's not.
Don't you get some like lore shit?
No, here's the thing.
No,
I
you
did that
talk to,
video.
like,
No,
the-
I did that video. You get all 200 of those Animus fragments, and then there's a check mark.
That's it?
That's it. It just gets checked off the
There's
list.
no like
Nope.
what's his name?
It was a funny edit. I wish I had the edit.
What in the world?
We blasted the heck out of Ubisoft with that edit
That's funny.
because I was going through like all of the different things that you could collect, and
Yeah.
then here's the cutlass that you
Yeah.
get. Here's the armor that you get.
That's
here's
hilarious.
the pistols, and then all those Animus fragments. Yeah, you just don't get anything.
That's insane. Yeah, because even the feathers in 2, you get to bring them back to your
Yeah.
mom, and you get like sick emotional
get great stuff.
conversations. Yeah. Wild Bloodworth. Wow.
Let's play a game. From One Good Dog. Hey, allies, after hearing you guess the prices of old games last week, I thought it'd be fun to make a game of it. So here's a list of 10 games from different systems and generations, where you need to guess the order from least expensive to most expensive, and then how much they cost. Well, I don't know if we'll necessarily get into guessing how much they cost, but we'll get the order figured
Yeah,
out.
least to most. Least to most.
Prices are from pricecharting.com's average complete in box.
Okay.
So we're complete in box.
Great.
Not just a loose thing.
That's
with, a
with the
coffee
instruction
stain on it.
manual?
CID.
Yes.
Okay.
This
Everything.
is what they're at pricing now, not when they came out.
Yeah, because
Right,
I'm going
okay,
to say,
right.
like,
Yeah.
This is the current pricing on
Turok,
this.
$85. Never forget.
Shaw's Empire.
So here are the 10
Yeah.
games. We've got Toomba 2 for PS1. NCAA Football 14 for Xbox
That is-
360.
That is 100% the cheapest.
That was one of the cheapest. That was one.
absolutely one
Unless
of the
there's something
cheapest.
rare about
Hang
it.
on.
Like it
Let me
only
put
had
let me
like
put it in there. If that's where you're going to go. Cheapest one there first. Okay.
Okay.
GoldenEye N64.
Digital
WW
release probably marked that down.
WWE 2K18 for Switch.
Also one of the
For
cheapest.
Switch.
Still, it's got to be one of the cheapest.
Yeah.
You want me to go ahead and put that in there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Then Shantae for Game Boy Color.
That's gonna be extremely
Really
high.
expensive,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, put that
But it's
up.
okay. Nope.
Mario RPG for Super NES.
Ooh,
That's gotta
boy.
be pretty high.
that's in the top half.
3/4 of the way.
Yeah.
Top half. Okay.
Yeah. Cool. Completed box.
Sifu
Oh.
PS5.
Yeah,
Sifu?
That's like really cheap.
I mean, that's
more expensive
If you
than-
buy it now,
Yeah.
it's gonna be like what, 40 or 50?
Yeah, put it above the lowest two,
Okay.
right?
Mario
guess.
RPG's
It's
got
a-
one, by the way.
Then we got Zelda Wand of Gamelon for CDI.
That is probably around between 100, 150.
Yeah.
Oh, complete in box, maybe it's as high as 200. Jeez. I would say Super Mario RPG is probably more expensive.
You want it below Mario RPG?
Yeah. Yeah.
Blood's like, okay, you're wrong.
Metal
I mean,
Gear
I'm
Metal
going
Gear
off 10
Solid
years
2
ago
for
prices.
PS2.
No, you're
Which one?
Solid 2 for PS2.
I feel like that's right in the middle.
It's probably like
A little less than the
still
middle.
same price, I bet. But it's like 60,
Yeah.
70,
$60.
80.
Yeah.
Yeah, still. Complete.
So above
Oh,
Sifu?
complete in box, probably like 90, 100.
So above Sifu. Okay.
Yeah, above Sifu.
And then Fable Xbox.
That's pretty low.
Yeah, it's gotta be.
I feel like Tomba's pretty high.
Yeah.
I think that's expensive. Tomba
Sleeper
2,
hit, dude. Tomba 2.
specifically, yeah, I feel like that's pretty high. I don't know about the highest, but I'd put it in
Yeah,
like top
Tomba's probably
3 or
in the
4.
So
middle?
yeah, do you want Tomba between Mario RPG and Zelda, or
Oh,
between
it's
Zelda
definitely
and Metal
not more
Gear?
than Zelda, right?
Below those two,
Yeah, but above
Below Metal Gear Solid 2?
above Metal Gear.
Above Metal Gear.
Above Metal Gear. But
Above Metal
below
Gear.
the other
Okay.
ones.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you still need to rank
Oh, which one?
Fable and GoldenEye.
GoldenEye complete in box though. I keep forgetting he's complete in box. GoldenEye is probably around, I would guess, Tomba.
Oh, okay.
Right below
I
Tomba?
feel like Tomba
Above-
2 is expensive.
Yeah,
for some
right
reason.
Above or below?
Seriously.
I would say below, dude.
Okay,
I feel like Tomba 2
I
is
feel like
just
Toma's
rare.
gonna be the max.
All right, it's N64 though, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
The
maybe,
digital release had to have marked that value down.
maybe, yeah.
Maybe. Tomba's
then
not out yet, though.
The
even
Fable
if
one's
it-
gonna be low, man.
corner.
Xbox stuff.
Yeah, Fable's pretty
Xbox
cheap.
collecting for Xbox, the
do you-
original one
so-
seems pretty cheap.
Do you want it the
Right.
lowest? Do you want it above NCAA?
Oh, it's above NCAA.
it's
NCAA is
above
the
NCAA,
lowest,
yeah, that's
unless
the
we're gonna
lowest.
find out there's some rare. It's like
Variant cover.
yeah.
Above Sifu, maybe?
Above
Below
Sifu?
Sifu.
I'd say below Sifu.
Below Sifu.
Oh, below Sifu.
Maybe above Sifu.
Above
Okay,
Sifu.
okay,
above
okay,
Sifu.
okay,
Okay.
okay.
So we have, make sure there's a 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The order we have: NCAA Football 14 for 360, WWE 2K18 for Switch, Sifu for PS5, Fable for Xbox, Metal Gear Solid 2 for PS2, GoldenEye for N64, Tomba 2 for PS1, Zelda the Wand of Gamelon for CDI, Mario RPG for Super NES, and Shantae for Game Boy Color.
Shantae maybe lower?
Yeah, maybe bring Shantae lower. Where to though?
Like third slot, maybe?
So below Wand of
Yeah,
Gamelon?
maybe below
yeah,
Zelda. Yeah.
I'd say that, yeah.
All right. Some interesting things here. All right,
Here
so
we go.
here's the actual order.
Here we go.
From lowest to highest.
Fable, $8.
Lowest.
All right, Fable was the lowest.
Metal Gear, $9.
Dang.
Wow.
Complete in box. Probably because there's so many versions. I thought maybe there's something about the OG print that would be worth it, so a little off. That's fine. Acceptable loss.
Sifu, $28.
There you go.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, pretty low.
WWE 2K18,
Okay.
$35.
There we go. We thought it was down
It's
there.
like Stone Cold's on the cover of that one. What the hell, dude?
All right, here we go. This is the real stuff.
GoldenEye,
Okay, we were off.
$85.
All right, a little off.
This NCAA
Yeah, what
Football
the-
14,
Okay, explain this.
$87.
Explain.
Because it's
We
college.
I don't have the explanation.
We need an
Do the college
explanation.
thing?
I don't know.
Tag it in corrections next month.
That is
I'm so
insane.
used to seeing old sports games for dirt cheap.
There's
Bargain
got to be
bin.
something.
I think it is. Maybe it's the last NCAA football game.
Oh,
that could be why.
it.
It could be the
Oh.
very last one. Maybe.
Yeah.
That's my guess. Don't correct me because I'm just guessing. I'm not saying it. It's just a guess.
Tomba 2,
Okay, we were right.
$123.
Is up
Yeah.
there.
Zelda, the
Okay,
Wand of
we got
Gamelon,
three.
$250.
Pretty close.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Mario RPG or is it Shantae?
Super Mario RPG is next.
Oh, Shantae's number one.
$500.
Okay.
Wow,
Shantae's
that's more than I thought.
Here we go.
Shantae, $2,360.
This is why it's a big deal that they're releasing
The
it.
blood, threw me
Yeah.
off,
They
dude.
should have kept Shantae up there. Damn
Okay.
it. I wasn't sure which one it
Is
was.
this the one that's getting ported?
N-
That game
No,
one?
the one that they're doing
It was
it never
GBA.
came out.
That was
Oh,
a GBA,
GBA.
one. But
this
the color,
is the original.
but the-
That's
Got
the
it.
sequel.
But the
Got
Game
it.
Boy Color one is getting something. GBA is getting a release too. So this is people are like thinking, so you don't have to pay $2,000 to get this version anymore.
Regarding NCAA, Huber, you're correct. It was the last one, and it was also very popular.
Nice.
very popular.
Nice.
Very
Nice.
popular.
Very cool. Very cool.
Nice.
One of
Alright.
my favorite side effects of games being released digital, like old games and stuff, or just like giving them a new life, is so the scalpers get fucked.
I love
I
that.
love it.
I
I
agree.
love it.
I like
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Take that. Yeah, take that. Take the L.
Yeah, take the L, son of a bitch.
Companies digitizing those old manuals and stuff. So nice. Higher quality print,
Yeah.
legible.
It's time for bets. This week's bet: Space Cats Tactics is out next Monday, July 24th. Next Tuesday, I am going to go through the top 10 English reviews on OpenCritic, or however many there are if there are less than 10. How many cat puns will I find? So perfect, or meowter space, or whatever they decide to throw in there. Brad,
3.
3 cat puns. Huber,
$1, Bob.
1.
I like
One.
the one.
Nice.
All right.
Damiani?
Well, we
Taking
get this
that
right.
low.
We're getting double points plus the streak. 3.
Oh,
3.
Come on, beat 3 so we get
Taking the
points
low.
and
I
a
hope it's 3.
streak.
Please be
Yeah.
Don,
I went with 2.
2.
Hi,
Oh,
do we
wow,
get
right
the
in
low and
middle.
high?
I got 6.
I should have picked 2. We picked 2, it would have been pretty covered.
All right, I'm going to do one last refresh. I just refreshed it, but I just want to be sure before I
Yeah,
call
we
it,
We got this.
because we're right on the edge on this thing right here.
Living on the edge.
Okay, there's not a new trailer. So let's see what the old one's still at that. Okay. Okay, so last week's bet, Pikmin 4 is out tonight in 2 hours. Before today's podcast, well, actually, just right now, I looked for the most recent Pikmin 4 trailer on Nintendo's YouTube channel. Last week, I asked the panel how many likes that trailer would have. Brad bet 17.5 thousand. Huber bet 16,000. Damiani bet 13,000. Isla bet 14,000. Dawn also bet 14,000. And I bet 15.7 thousand. The answer,
Sneaky blood bet.
they actually have not put up a new one. So the most recent one we had last week, which last week it was at 13,000 likes, has now gotten up to 15.
Oh.
If they had gone one more tick higher, it would have been Huber. Instead, it was me, because I had 15.7. Bringing the scores to Garrulous Ducks, 20. Quack, 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 quack. Sleepy Grizzlies, 11. Remember, Isla's out. I'll be out for a couple of weeks. So you got a little time there, a little advantage.
Rally.
It ain't over.
Rally.
It ain't over.
All right, let me tell you about patreon.com/easyallies. That's how all this stuff happens. We need your support to keep this going. So please, however that works for you, whether you can give a Twitch sub here, if you're watching the live recording on Thursday nights. Next week's live recordings will be a little early, so keep an eye out on that schedule. Or we also have a one-time donation button. If you don't want to sub, but you want to throw some cash, that's in there below the video player on Twitch and in the description on YouTube. But the most effective way to support us is to become a patron. So no matter what you're doing, if you can get in there and become a patron, that helps us out a lot. And there's always people that have to back out. So if you've had to be away and you can come back, or if you can come in for the first time, it really, really helps to pay all of these bills, make all of this stuff happen. make all of our reviews and our podcasts and streams and previews and stuff happen. At $5 a month, you get this podcast 2 days early. You get it ad-free. You get 2 bonus Love and Respect questions that don't even happen in the live recording. You get to submit on Love and Respect. So definitely take the time to get in there and ask some questions or submit some games. And you get access to our Discord. Right now, our Discord is voting on their top 10. We do these top 10s every month. And then once they're done, once they're sorted out, we come through and react to them. It's a real fun time. And this month, they're voting on top 10 mooks or minions or whatever, but just the little guys like Goombas and Koopas and Bokoblins, those kinds of folks. So get in there, put your votes in, try to break some ties, and it's a fun time. Plus, you can drop in news tips and links. You can put in pictures of food. You can share what you're doing. You can talk about wrestling or F1 or whatever. There's all kinds of different things going on in there. At $10 a month, you can join our contributor tier and get into the community showcase and all that. And then at our $25 tier and above, those are our producers, and our platinum producers get shout outs on every episode of this podcast and frame trap and reaction shots. And this month's shout outs go to Javawabs, El Thanis, and Greg the Dark Knight Kettering. Shout out.
Shout out.
All right. I won that bet. So I get to promote any Easy Allies video I'd like to promote. Get the final word on anything I've disagreed with. I control Nintendo's likes on YouTube. I don't know.
Yeah. You work for them, dude.
Even if I work for them, I wouldn't control how many likes they get on YouTube. What does that make sense?
You'll do anything for the win. We know.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Ad spending.
If I
Direct people to that trailer.
What could I have done?
Manipulate the algorithm.
Yeah.
Manipulation.
Tell people to not like the video.
Yes.
Use a VPN, go
Use a
on
VPN.
multiple accounts.
Bot accounts. Oh, I'm a little shy. Let's get the bots
No,
going.
Yeah.
if it had
Single
gone
boost.
higher, then it would have gone to Huber.
Well, you're just deleting likes then.
Blood just coded AI to do it. You had the AI do it. Yeah.
Video. Let's do. Huber and I did a preview for the Crew Motorfest. So check that out.
Game's shaping up.
Yeah, they got a beta coming up too. I think this weekend.
Nice.
Closed beta. But yeah, got to check out more of that game. Wasn't the best of circumstances. Had to do it like remote desktop kind of thing. But I got to play a couple of hours. Got to at a Summer Game Fest. We weren't sure are there going to be boats and planes in this, and they're like sort of telling us but wouldn't want to tell us. But I got to play with boats and planes. All that fun mechanic of like dropping out of the sky is still there. And then the playlist concept I think is pretty solid so far. I really like how they set up their little mini campaigns.
Definitely.
So yeah, go check that video out. For a final word, Nintendo keep doing these ask the developer things. Always very cool things that come out of them. Maybe don't be afraid of like letting your interviewer identify themselves. Like they have so much personality in these questions, and it's just like, who's asking the questions? Why are you so afraid to tell us who they are? Just Nintendo asks other people at Nintendo. I don't know, it's strange. And we'll see you before the next Blood Moon Rises.
Microsoft should watch this, dude. Hands-on approach. Learn a thing.
It said it also
It's spicy in here.